And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 70.7 kilograms and trains under Danes Wilkes out of Wilkes MMA. His amateur record stands at 4 wins, 3 defeats, fighting out of Perth, Australia. This is Shannon, Sweet Dreams Staple. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 70.6 kilograms and trains under Ben Vickers out of Scrappy MMA, boasting an amateur record, 4 wins, 1 defeat, fighting out of Perth, Australia. Make some noise for Wyatt Fraser! And when our action begins, the referee in charge, Sam Barton.
This is my instructions at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Do you have any questions? Any questions? Back to your corners, come out ready to fight.
No questions needed for this one. Referee Sam in charge.
Ready, boys?
Scheduled for three-minute rounds, Eternal Amateur Lightweight Division. They touch gloves, round 1. Here we go.
Yeah, another great prelim bout as Wyatt Fraser looks to dip in early. Staples is so aggressive. And the southpaw stance at the moment, goes upstairs with a left hook, a left kick, and a big knee. Doesn't mind those, and crashing in forward, but gets some good frames on the collarbones of Wyatt Fraser.
Big overhand for Fraser, but it's all Shannon Staples. Very expensive early on in round 1. And you made mention of this as they're walking out. Both these guys, they've added plenty of tools to their arsenal. Looking to see that on display early in round 1, Matt.
Yeah, it's kind of playing out just how I thought. It's really aggressive Staples, and he just needs to be careful rushing in like that, because Fraser's so good at changing levels, both with his offense and with the hands and with his wrestling offense. As he tries to dip there and come upstairs with the left hook, but this is probably just about where he wants it to settle down, the big fella.
Break away. Stay tight if you break away.
He's using an interesting little defense to negate that double leg one that BJ Penn used to get Benson Hedginson, but that doesn't work there, because in the second phase, Wyatt Fraser, with just over half a round, manages to get this one to the ground.
And this is the Wyatt Fraser we know. First takedown successful for the man from Scrappy MMA, but you'd have to think, Matt, Sweet Dreams, no stranger to this type of work inside the walls of Wilkes MMA. They would have put him through his paces, well and truly prepared to address this.
Yeah, absolutely. And no stranger to MMA competition as well. He's been in some really tough fights, doesn't mind a bit of adversity. Does Staples. Looking for the wrist now is Fraser, but it's a long way away. He's got big, long arms to Staples. And I tell you what, if Wyatt Fraser decides to posture up, watch this guy's ground and pound. He's starting to get a bit of name for it. Name for himself with this ground and pound, and now he's in full mount, looking to get those toes together under the butt. Staples doesn't want any of that ground and pound, looks to expose his back, and here comes the big ground and pound punches from Wyatt Fraser.
Fraser continuing to work, great position and control for Wyatt early on in round 1. Staples in a world of trouble at the moment. He doesn't want to stay here, Matt.
No, he needs to get something going, needs to frame on those hips, try and get back to half guard here. Wyatt Fraser in full mount, it's not a man that you want on top of you, singing your lullabies and sweet dreams. Well, I'll tell you what. And now he's got the back. He hasn't got a great angle. And he's looking to transition to the armbar now, is Wyatt Fraser, but this round's starting to see itself out.
He will run out of time, but a great round. Round 2.
Interesting to see how Staples adjust in round number 2. I think it's just in him. He just loves to come forward and punch on. But he could probably do with a little bit of patience here. Tries to time the knee as Wyatt Fraser presses forward. Does a good job to get some frames on the chest, and great separation does there to Staples. Fraser dips in, comes upstairs with the left hook. That's a pattern move of his. Ducks and rolls to avoid the offensive Staples, who takes a deep breath. Great look, great positional work from Fraser. up on his toes, slips the right hand of Staples, and comes up again with the left hand. He's just trying to drop the right hand of Staples so he can find a home for it. But don't be surprised if he looks to touch him upstairs and return this one to the mat, Big T.
Well, he's almost in cruise control, Wyatt Fraser, and he's got to be careful because that's where he'll get caught. Right on that check left hook and a huge right hand from Sweet Dreams. Drops Fraser momentarily, but chalk it up as 2 and 2 for takedowns. Wyatt Fraser addressing those problems in the heat of the moment. Matt Williams, goodness me, he was in trouble.
Yeah, whenever there's blood in the water, you can bet that Shannon Staples just going to press forward with some bad intentions, and Wyatt Fraser bet on that, got in on the hips, and a great little angle change to find himself in top position once more, but it was a big moment from Staples. Fraser will need to try and do a little bit of damage here if he's not going to look to seek the submission, because that one will be firmly impressed on the minds of the judges.
Big shots from Staples on the feet, and this is good from Fraser. He learned his lesson from last time, not giving up position in that exchange, but he is back to his feet. Is Shannon Staples, and the crowd loves this.
Yeah, Wyatt Fraser just rushed that back take. He just got a little bit keen on it, and there's still some fight in Staples, but it's too tall and his feet too narrow. And Fraser lined him up like Goldberg from WWE and just ran him to the other side of the cage, puts him on his back, now in half guard on top, which is a great position to get some offense going with the hands. 30 seconds now.
2 takedowns, 1 spear tackle for Wyatt Fraser.
We're going to posture up and punch now as Wyatt Fraser, as we hear the call come from his corner. Remember, there was a huge punch from Staples earlier in this round. Might still have a little bit of work to do, Fraser. 10 seconds to go. Looks to get a base now, looking to round down some big punches, and here it comes. The crowd spurs them on to see the second round out.
They touch him up. And here we go once again, Matt.
And once more, it's Wyatt Fraser up on his toes. Nice high hands. Looking to find a home for that left hook. Shannon Staples just brings a right uppercut from the depths of hell. Almost goes through the ceiling here at the HBF. Wyatt Fraser manages to slip past it, get chest to chest. There's a good separation again from Staples.
Well, he's leaving himself open on those exchanges. Wyatt Fraser hitting a right hand for good measure, and that uppercut again for Shannon Staples, misses. Looking for the knee now. Wyatt Fraser happy to exchange on the inside.
Well, it's like asterisks and obliques uppercuts from Shannon Staples. He just wants one. Trying to put the head of Wyatt Fraser in the back row, but there's that outside leg grip again. And 2 minutes to go now. Wyatt Fraser in top position in half guard with great head position, and the fence separating Staples from an easy exit. This is good work here from Wyatt Fraser. He won't mind slowing this one down a tad in the third.
Once again, thank you for joining us here on our new streaming platform, OnlyFans. Home of the prelims for Eternal 87. Half guard for Fraser now.
Yeah, good position. Looking for the rest of Staples. As soon as he starts to frame up on that elbow, it'll be Fraser looking to feed that one to his left hand. But that's good work from Staples. Managed to insert the butterfly, looking to create space. Got a foot on the hip. Just needs to misdirect the head of Wyatt Fraser. He's got great head position. And just flat on his hips at the moment is Staples. Now look at this. Wyatt Fraser steps into full mount. Toes together underneath the butt of Staples. Here comes the ground and pound. Exposes his back. Both hooks in from Wyatt Fraser right in front of us here. Pretty as a picture.
Counting down the final minute. All momentum in favour of the man from Scrappy MMA. And we've seen Staples scramble out of these positions earlier on in rounds 1 and 2, Matt. Can he do the same as we count down the final 30 seconds of round 3? This looks good for Fraser. He's got to fight the hands, does Staples. Trying to flatten him out now. Referee Sam watching very closely. Wyatt Fraser. That will do it. Wyatt Fraser with the first finish of Eternal 87. My goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 2 minutes and 45 seconds of round number 3. Declaring your winner, due to technical submission via rear naked choke, Wyatt!